Here's a recap of Stranger Things 3 before you watch Season 5, and be sure to head to my page for recaps of all the other seasons. The season starts off with Russians. We see a bunch of Soviet scientists who are trying to open a gate to the Upside Down, and a scientist named Alexei is given 1 year to do it. Back in Hawkins, the vibe is immaculate with the new Starcourt Mall, and life is good for most of the teens. Mike and Eleven are officially a couple, which Hopper doesn't love, but Hopper does love Joyce, and they're kind of a couple. Lucas and Max are also a couple, and poor Will just wants to play D&D, but no one else does. And he also keeps getting these weird feelings that the Mind Flayer is still around. Dustin is fresh off summer camp and supposedly has a girl named Susie that lives in Utah, but no one believes she's real. And to talk to her, he builds a radio tower, but instead of connecting with Susie, he intercepts a Russian transmission. Back to how Will thinks the Mind Flayer might be back. Turns out he's right. The opening of the gate has reignited the Mind Flayer, and it's using exploded rats and a bunch of poison to create a physical form for itself. Not only that, it snatches up Max's brother Billy and basically makes him its puppet so he can help kidnap people for the Mind Flayer to possess. And we call those people the Flayed. Back at the mall, Dustin meets up with Steve, who's working at Scoops Ahoy with a girl named Robin, and together the three of them interpret Dustin's Russian transmission and realize they're Russians in Hawkins, Indiana. And with the help of Lucas' sister Erica, they discover there's a secret Soviet base under the Starcourt Mall. We can't forget about Nancy and Jonathan, who work for the local paper. They've learned about the rats and are investigating what it all means. Back to Joyce, she notices that all her magnets aren't working anymore, which leads her and Hop to the old Hawkins lab where they find a Russian hitman named Grigory. Now Hop knows something's really up and he goes to the mayor and gets him to admit that he's been helping the Russians. The mayor gives Hop the location of the Russian lab where he finds Dr. Alexei and takes him to Murray Bauman, the one person in Hawkins who knows Russian. Back to Billy, he's been busy kidnapping people for the Mind Flayer, and Eleven and Max figure out that he's possessed. So they try to trap him in the sauna, which almost backfires horribly, but they realize the Mind Flayer is setting up shop at the steel mill and trying to possess all of Hawkins. Meanwhile, Steve and Robin get captured by the Russians, but are rescued by Dustin and Erica. Hopper, Joyce, and Murray learn from Alexei that the Russians want to open a gate to the Upside Down under Starcourt. The Mind Flayer attacks the kids and ends up injuring Eleven, which actually makes her unable to use her powers. Hopper and crew go to the fair to look for the kids who aren't there, but Gregory is, and he shoots and kills Alexei! Rest in peace, man. So then everyone meets at the mall. Hop, Joyce, and Murray head to the bunker to destroy the machine with Dustin and Erica guiding them from the radio tower. And then the Mind Flayer and Billy show up and it's a big fight. Eleven taps into Billy's mind and gets him to turn on the Mind Flayer, but the Mind Flayer just kills him. Hop is able to destroy the machine, which destroys the Mind Flayer, but he gets taken out in the process. And so the Byers family ends up moving across the country with Elle to get away from the nightmare that is Hawkins. And we get a clue that Hopper might still be alive. And that's how Season 3 ends.